All right, so I'm live as the Aleppo Manifesto. As one should be. Here we go. From a river to the sea, West Sahara and Tibet and Kosovo will be free. No passerán above the solar sky. Yeah. Latitude 55. And again, from the river to the sea, Kosovo, West Sahara, and Tibet will be free. But no one talks about that, right? No, because we don't. Yeah, I mean, Nepal is occupied by China, right? No, Tibet. Well, Nepal isn't doing that great either. Mostly due to being so close to China, I guess. But Tibet is occupied by China. And it has been occupied by China since the 1950s. So, almost as long as Israel has existed. Am I right? From the river to the sea, Tibet, West Sahara, and Kosovo will be free. And Ukraine. Yeah. I'm gonna have myself a drink. Mazel tov. So, because I mean, it's like overrage to support Palestine right now, and yeah, sure. It's going great in Iran, Saudi. Probably doing quite fine in Qatar as well. Okay, there are more normal Muslim Islam-led countries, so Mazel Tov. Above a solar sky, no passerán. Anyways, it's a Palestine scarf, so don't go hating now. Oh, that's horrible. Horrible. Oh, don't drink and drive. It's a good thing I have something to cut it with. I'll be right back. Oh, Jesus. Never done. So, anyway, I mean, this is just discourse. Again, discourse, because it's important with context and such. And, I mean, I support Kosovo. I support the Ukraine. I support West Sahara. And I support Tibet to become free, independent nations in their own right. Palestine? Sure. I mean, yeah, sure. I guess so. Since, yeah. Some problems. Few ones. Let's start with the pride and LGBTIQ plus issues. Since that is also important, just like the environment is, we need to do something, and we all know this. No, what I'm saying is that Hamas isn't really open. I mean, there's a peace process again going on now. I know. And the US is trying again, Jimmy Carter. It went well, right? No worries. Bill Clinton tried. It went well, right? No worries. So, but as I gather, the current state of the peace process is that Hamas, or Palestine as it is, demands full ceasefire. Ceasefire is good. Ceasefire is good, but they don't feel like releasing any kind of hostages. As I give. Zero. This is a hard one. I mean, I get it. I mean, you're trying to do some form of agreement, but it's not working that well. And again, how is it going with the LGBTIQ plus rights in the Muslim-led countries that has Sharia laws? I mean, are Fatah and Hamas really good things? I mean, sure, they are voted in some way democratically, and that can happen, but it's hard to combine Sharia with LGBTIQ plus rights. That's all I'm saying. It's hard. And I mean, I don't know if it's a very good democratic system in Palestine or West Bank. I think it might have some problems. And sure, Israel has some problems in their democratic system as well. And but their army is gender neutral. You have to be part of the army, which isn't really nice. But I wonder why that is. Might be a reason for it. So yeah, it's like I want to shift the focus, because before the Israel-Palestine conflict, it was a lot of Ukraine, Russia thing, blah, 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 blah. Then it broke loose again in the Middle East, as it usually does. And people just like, forgot about Ukraine. No, they didn't forget, but it was like a lot of discussion about the current conflict. In the Middle East instead. So of course there's a shift of focus, and I get that. I get it. I do actually get it. But yeah, it's like there are other conflicts which should also be discussed, like the occupation by West Sahara by Morocco, which is, as I gather, a mostly Muslim-led country. Not that it matters much, but just saying. And yeah, it's also a fact that it's not a conflict, but problems in former Yugoslavia, since Russia always puts on a veto to allow Kosovo to be a free state. Just like the US always puts a veto to let Palestine become a free state. But why shouldn't Kosovo be allowed to be a free state? I mean, okay, from a Serbian standpoint, I get it. It's the heart of Serbia and all, but you know, it's like another part in Yugoslavia, ex-Yugoslavia, want to go to the beach, but they aren't allowed to. Have some leeway here. And China is horrible. Really horrible. Horrible since the last emperor. They are. Because it's communism. No, it isn't, but it's kind of. It's kind of communism. It's Maoism, but it's like Maoism, communism mixed with capitalism. And when shit hit the fan in the Soviet Union and the satellite states in the Eastern Europe, they said, no, you're not going there. And they keep doing the thing. And they are occupying and trying to treat Tibet as bad as humanly possible. Literally, as we speak. It's I would say that it's a form of genocide and to eradicate the culture. And they are also very horrible towards anyone who isn't handsome Chinese, as I get it. I'm not sure about this, I don't have a complete check, but it's like a reality state of mind. Because the Uyghur and the Muslim population, anyone who is a believer in faith or radicalized faith or just basically against the Maoist regime are being put into re-education camps. And it's not concentration camps. The Holocaust existed. And it's unique. It's interesting, but it's unique. But it's a horrible, horrible state because you take certain parts of the population, put them in forced labor until they are re-educated. That's China for you. So, but I mean, it's like from a Western liberal left-wing standpoint, it's like you are so focused on having a free Palestine, but you don't care that much about West Sahara. You don't care that much about Tibet, and you don't care that much about Kosovo. And there are some reasons, because I mean, if you're very left-wing and reality tunnel, of course you support communism, since it works. I mean, it works horribly, but it does work. So you support China. And you support Serbia and the likes as well. The two reasons. And the reason that you also support the Islamic Iran, Iraq and such countries is because there's some form of social and communism going on there. I think this is the reasoning. And for Morocco, I don't know. Maybe they have some socialism going as well, or communism. I don't know. But it's not a big deal. The bigger deal is like focus on the freedom fighters, and I get it. You want to be free. And you should be. But I mean, maybe you can just get along. West Sahara and Morocco, Kosovo and Serbia, Tibet and China. But the problem with Tibet and China is that China is strong. It's a hard dictatorship as I gather and as I see it. So it's hard as a poor country to have any say. And it's hard for Kosovo as well, because Serbia has a lot of support from Russia. And Morocco, I guess nobody cares. Nobody cares about West Sahara because it's like 1984 again. It's 2024, but the song remains the same. So I don't know, I mean, it's like, here's my idea. I do support a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine. I do. But for that to happen and be like working on a long-term basis, like 50 or 100 years, I would say that what needs to be done is that some form of compromise. This is what I think. Jerusalem should be Israelish. Yeah, they should be able to build their temple on the Temple Mountain next to the mosque. There's space. And part of Jerusalem, I don't know how much parts, but part of Jerusalem, sure it can be Palestine. The West Bank and Palestine, sure it can be. And I'm even saying that some illegal settlements may be turned over to the Palestine as part of the agreement, but that's not enough, because Egypt has to accept and not have a conflict with Israel. Jordan, Lebanon, also. These three countries might be up to that. If Iran gets, because Iran seems kind of, Egypt, Jordan, seems like they are open for possibilities, if you get me. Iran, not so much. And Iran has, since the 90s, had quite a lot of saying, since the Gulf War really supported them. They are basically a major power now due to Iraq being in shambles after Saddam, Syria being in somewhat of shambles, still Assad, but shambles. Lebanon is basically run by Syria as they get it, so that doesn't really, which also means that Iran has some saying, and Qatar as well. So I think the major problem in this current Israel Arab state countries is Iran. I mean, if Iran just said, hey, let's move on, let's put it behind us, it might just go places, because then Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt will be on board. The ones who could solve this is Saudi Arabia, because they got the cash, they got the influence. If they do hard line interactions with Iran, Iran will back down. And they have a capabilities, but still a Sharia Muslim state. As for Kosovo, I mean, Jesus, it can just be solved. The USA can just go away with the veto if all countries around Israel accept Israel. Everyone but Iran, and it will be fine. Then Kosovo will be free from a river to the sea and will be fine. Then Tibet can be free because they deserve to be. And I've heard that there's feudalism in the plans, but to each its own. I say that any country which is not being run by fascists or communists or religious wise states will be fine. And there are plans in China to have some feudal religious thing going. And this might happen. I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. From the river to the sea, Tibet, West Sahara, and Kosovo will be free. And again, false start. Thank you.